What I'm about to tell you may be the most important message you will hear this year. In fact, if you are a senior, if you are over 60, you were meant to hear this first because the next 3 days are going to bring something you are not prepared for. And by October, there's something planned that almost no one is talking about. If you stay with me until the end, I will reveal exactly what this is and why it matters for you and your future. Do not skip anything I say because everything I'm about to share connects together like pieces of a hidden puzzle. Miss one piece and you'll miss the full picture. Now, let me ask you, what city are you listening from right now? Drop it in the comments. I want to see seniors and families from every corner of America and across the world speaking up because this could affect every single one of us. And while you're at it, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and turn on the bell notification icon so you never miss any of the messages I share here. I've spent my life thinking about the future, about patents most people don't see, about systems that control how we live, what we depend on, and how quickly things can change. And I've realized something. The people who are hit hardest when change comes suddenly are not the ones who don't care. It's the ones who weren't told what to prepare for. That's why I'm speaking to you directly today. Think about it. How many times have you watched the news only to realize they told you half the story? They gave you the headline, but they didn't give you the preparation. They stirred up fear, but offered no plan. This message is different. This is not fear. It's preparation, and it's truth. Now, let me give you the first preparation you must begin immediately. Preparation number 1. You must fortify your mind and spirit against noise, fear, and distraction. Over the next 3 days, and especially leading into October, the voices you hear, the news you consume, and even the conversations around you will try to overwhelm you. Some of you already feel it. You watch the news and your blood pressure rises. You scroll online and you're pulled in 100 directions. This is not by accident, it's designed. So how do you prepare? You create a daily structure that centers you before the noise reaches you. For me and for millions of others who live intentional lives, it begins with something as simple as the 31-day daily high-impact planner. Don't think of this as a notebook. It's a tool to reset your focus every morning. Write down your top 3 priorities for the day. Write 1 prayer or meditation, and write 1 truth you refuse to let go of no matter what happens around you. Why does this matter? Because if you don't anchor your mind and spirit, the events that are about to unfold in the next 3 days will anchor them for you. And when October comes, you'll either be prepared with clarity or you'll be swept into confusion. Let me give you an example. A woman I met in Chicago, 72 years old, told me something that shook me. She said, "Alon, every day I wake up and my day is decided for me. The news tells me what to fear. My family tells me what to worry about. And the world decides how I feel. I've lost myself." She was not weak. She was not unwise. She was simply unprepared mentally and spiritually. Have you ever felt like that? Like the world was speaking louder than your own voice? If so, let me know in the comments because you are not alone. This first preparation is only the beginning. The mental and spiritual foundation you set right now will determine how you handle the next preparation because the next step is not something most people are even thinking about. And if you miss it, you'll be caught completely unprepared when the first shift happens in just 3 days. Remember, I will reveal exactly what is coming in these 3 days and what is secretly planned for October that no one is talking about. But not yet. Stay with me because each preparation unlocks the next one. So ask yourself, if tomorrow brought unexpected change, is your mind and spirit steady enough to handle it? If not, start with this. I'll show you the second preparation, something even more overlooked, but far more urgent. You've taken the first step. You've begun to anchor your mind and spirit. But listen carefully. If you stop there, you'll still be exposed. Because what is coming in the next 3 days and what has quietly been arranged for October is not just a test of your thinking. It's a test of your structures, your daily systems, your support, and your readiness to act. No one is telling seniors this, not the news, not the experts. That's why I'm here with you now. Do not skip a single second of what I'm about to say, because if you miss even 1 piece, the rest will not make sense. What I'm about to show you is a pattern no one wants you to see. A truth hidden in plain sight. Before I go on, I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments when unexpected changes happen. How ready do you feel? Type one of these words that best describes you right now. Prepared, unsure, or vulnerable. This will show me how many of you already sense what's coming. You'll also see you're not alone. I've seen this pattern repeat itself across history. When disruption comes, the strongest don't survive just because they're strong. They survive because they're prepared in structure. The people who make it through sudden change have already rehearsed what others scramble to figure out. Let me tell you about a man named Richard from Ohio. He's 68, retired, and living on savings. A few months ago, his town was hit by a sudden power outage that lasted 4 days. No warning, no explanation. People rushed to buy water and batteries. Stores ran out in hours. But Richard was calm. Why? Because months earlier, he'd taken time to set up a simple, reliable system at home, emergency supplies, clear communication plans with his family, and an organized daily routine, even without electricity. While neighbors panicked, he adapted. He didn't do this because he's paranoid. He did it because he understood a pattern. When systems fail, people fail. When systems are prepared, people stay steady. This brings us to your second preparation. Build your personal structure for sudden disruption. Right now, ask yourself if the grid went down for 72 hours, if your bank app stopped working for 3 days, if your pharmacy couldn't fill your prescription this weekend, what would you do? Where would you go? Who would you call? Most people never ask these questions until it's too late. But over the next 3 days, you need to begin building a small, quiet structure that keeps you stable when the outside world wobbles. This does not mean panic. This means design. Here are a few ideas. To begin with, create a 72-hour plan. Write down how you would handle your food, water, and medicine for 3 days without outside help. List 3 people you can count on if something unexpected interrupts your normal routine. Use your 31-day daily high-impact planner, not just for goals. Dedicate 1 page this week to outlining your 72-hour plan. Keep it simple but clear. Why this matters? The next 3 days will reveal whether you're ready or reactive. And when October arrives, the quiet plans already set in motion will affect everyone's daily systems. Those who prepare their structure now will not be shaken. And here's the part no one is saying. There's a hidden pattern in how these disruptions roll out. They begin with small tests to measure how people respond. If you pass the small test, you're less vulnerable to the bigger shift. Right now, the small test is already underway. Most people don't see it, but you will if you pay attention. What's one small step you can take today to strengthen your personal structure? Drop it in the comments below. Even if it's just write my plan, type it out. When you write it, you begin to own it. I need you to understand something. These first 2 preparations, anchoring your mind and structuring your daily systems, are only the surface. The next preparation goes deeper. It touches something that no checklist can fix, and without it, even the best plan will fail. That's why I'm asking you to stay with me. The 6th preparation will be the most important of all. And at that point, I will finally reveal exactly what's coming in the next 3 days and the hidden plan for October that no one else is telling you. This message found you today because it's time to prepare. So start now. Write your plan, comment your steps, strengthen your structure, and prepare to go deeper because what's next is not what you think. Pause for a moment and look around you. The air seems calm. Your routine looks the same, but beneath that calm, shifts are happening that most people don't even sense yet. In the next 3 days, small signals will start appearing. These signals are like tremors before a storm. If you see them, you can prepare. If you don't, you'll be caught off guard. This is why you're hearing this message now. You are not here by chance. This video found you because seniors, especially those over 60, are the first who need to know. The hidden truth is this: there is a coordinated pattern of change moving quietly across our systems, our communities, and even our beliefs. It is subtle, but it is not random. Tell me this in the comments. When something unexpected happens in your life, what is the first feeling that rises in you? Is it calm, anxiety, or confusion? Type one of these words right now. Reading each other's comments will remind you that you're not alone, and it will show you where you need to focus next. I have spoken publicly for years about technology patterns and systems, but what I am about to say now is rarely spoken. It's not about machines. It's about people, about the inner state that determines whether you stand steady or crumble when pressure hits. We've already spoken about anchoring your mind and building your structure. But without this third preparation, even the strongest mind and the best plan can be taken apart. Your third preparation is to protect and strengthen your psychological immunity against manipulation and despair. Let me explain. In moments of disruption, there is a flood of information. Headlines designed to trigger fear, conversations laced with speculation, images that make you feel smaller, weaker, and more hopeless than you really are. This is not new. It has happened every time societies shift, but it is becoming more powerful because of how information travels. Now, if you do not prepare your psychological immunity, even a well-organized plan will feel pointless. People will give up. Not because they lack supplies, but because they lose hope, focus, and confidence. Think about Margaret, 74, from Arizona. 2 years ago, when a financial scare rippled through her community, she found herself paralyzed. She had food, she had savings, but she spent her days scrolling through endless news articles and conflicting opinions. The more she read, the more powerless she felt. It was not her bank account that collapsed. It was her sense of agency. Have you ever felt like that? Like you're drowning in headlines and no longer know what's true? If yes, type yes in the comments. If you found a way to stay calm, type calm. Let's share strategies with one another. Here's how to begin building your psychological immunity. Control your inputs. Choose 2 reliable sources of information and ignore the rest for now. Daily reflection. In your 31-day daily high-impact planner, create a small box each day to write one encouraging truth or one victory you achieved that day, no matter how small. This conditions your mind to see strength instead of only threat. Limit speculation. If you hear something unverified, don't let it settle in your mind. Pause, breathe, and write down what you actually know versus what is rumor. Why this matters is because the next 3 days are not just about external events. They're about testing your internal stability. The plan for October that I will reveal later isn't just a headline. It's a test of how anchored and immune you are to manipulation. No one else is telling you this because most people don't benefit from you being psychologically strong. A calm, steady mind is harder to control. That's why this preparation is rarely discussed openly. But if you do it now, you'll see the patterns clearly when others only see chaos. What's one thought, prayer, or truth you could write in your planner today to strengthen your inner state? Drop it in the comments, even if it's just one word like hope, faith, or courage. Seeing each other's words will build a shield of encouragement around this community. We've gone from the mind to structure to psychological immunity. Each step is a layer of defense, a layer of freedom. But there's another level still, a level where your daily actions, your environment, and even your relationships must be realigned to withstand what's coming. Without this next preparation, the first 3 won't hold. Stay with me. In a moment, we're going to go into that next layer. And remember, by the time we reach the final preparation, I will reveal exactly what will happen in the next 3 days and the hidden plan for October that no one else is telling you. This is your time to prepare. This is why this message found you. Listen carefully. What I'm about to say next is one of the most silenced truths about preparation. People think the storm only attacks the outside. They think, if I have my mind strong, my plan ready, my hope high, I'll be fine. But here's the hidden pattern nobody talks about. When change sweeps through, it doesn't just target your mind, it targets your environment. It targets the very ground you stand on, the spaces you spend time in, and the people you're connected to. Look at history. Every time a major shift came, whether economic, social, or spiritual, people who ignored their environment were blindsided. They thought their homes, their circles, their habits were neutral. They weren't. They were silent influences shaping every reaction, every decision. Let me ask you honestly, have you ever noticed how one negative voice in your environment can drain your energy for days? Or how one hopeful voice can lift you instantly? Type yes if you've seen this pattern in your own life. Type shift if you've ever had to remove yourself from a draining space. Your comments will remind others they're not imagining it. It's real. Your 4th preparation is this. Realign your environment and relationships before the shift hits. That means 3 things. Identify spaces that quietly weaken your focus, even if they seem harmless. Identify people whose words pull you away from clarity instead of towards it. Begin building spaces and circles that strengthen your resilience instead of feeding your fear. Most people wait until it's too late. By the time they realize their environment has been shaping their decisions, they've already lost precious ground. The pattern is always the same. Slow erosion first, then sudden collapse. I spoke recently with Daniel, 68, he said. I thought my friends were supportive until I started changing my habits. Suddenly, their jokes and doubts chipped away at my resolve. He realized too late that his environment was his quietest enemy. Have you ever experienced that? A moment when you realized someone close to you was unconsciously holding you back. Type aware in the comments if you've ever had that revelation. Use your 31-day daily high-impact planner as a private map. On one page, list every space you spend time in. On the next, list every person whose voice you hear most. Mark each with a small symbol, plus for those who strengthen you, minus for those who drain you. This exercise may surprise you. The hidden influences you'll see on paper are often the ones no one warns you about. This is not a small step. It's a quiet revolution because once you shift your environment, the patterns that have been running your life without your consent begin to break. That's when real change accelerates. That's when you become impossible to derail. Most will ignore this. Most will think, I'll deal with that later. But later is how patterns trap people. The next 3 days are already a test of your surroundings. The plan for October that I will reveal soon is designed. Yes, designed to exploit unprepared environments. If you lie now, you'll be unshakable when it hits. Write this in the comments now. One word that describes the environment you want to build for yourself in the next season. Words like peace, strength, focus, faith, or your own. Reading each other's words will give us a picture of the new ground we're claiming together. You are not watching this by accident. This message found you because it's time to see what others refuse to see. There's a hidden network of influences shaping seniors right now. No one else is pointing to it because no one benefits when you break free. But you're here and you're listening. In a moment, I'm going to take you to the next preparation, the level most people never even imagine. It's the one that connects everything, mind structure, psychological immunity, environment, and positions you for what's coming in the next 3 days and in October. It's the most important preparation of all. Pause for a moment and breathe, because what I'm about to share now is one of the most overlooked but most dangerous blind spots. People prepare their minds, they prepare their environment, but they forget about the hidden systems quietly controlling their decisions every single day. These systems aren't obvious. They're invisible. They're designed to keep you distracted, divided, and too tired to act until it's too late. Look back through every major shift in history, the ones no one expected but everyone felt. The pattern repeats. Those who recognized the system before it tightened its grip survived and thrived. Those who didn't, they became trapped without realizing how. Let me ask you, have you ever wondered why just when you decide to change your habits, suddenly you're flooded with distractions, obligations, and small crises? Does it feel like something always shows up to pull you off track? Comment yes if you've experienced this, or see it if you've started noticing it more lately. Your fifth preparation is this: audit and break the hidden systems shaping your daily choices. This isn't about paranoia. It's about clarity. Systems can be your greatest leverage if you build them, or your greatest trap if you ignore them. Most people don't even realize they're living inside patterns they didn't design. Their schedule, their notifications, their routines, their default habits, all quietly programmed to keep them in a loop. Maria, 63, told me she always wanted to wake up early and plan and exercise. But every morning, her phone's alerts, her television habits, and her neighbors' calls would start before she even began. It's like I was living someone else's schedule, she said. She didn't know she was caught inside a system that wasn't hers. When she finally broke it, her energy and clarity doubled in a single week. Have you ever felt like you were living on autopilot, like something else was controlling your time? Comment break free if you're ready to take back your hours. Here's a small but powerful action to start today. Open your 31-day daily high-impact planner. On one side, write down the first 90 minutes of your day exactly as they've been for the last week. On the other side, write how you wish they were. Compare them. The gap between those two lists is the system that's been running you. That gap is where your power leaks away every day and where you can reclaim it starting now. Do you see it? Now, this isn't about a to-do list. It's about reclaiming sovereignty over your time and focus before the next wave hits. Because in the next 3 days, the same forces planning for October will test your systems deliberately. Those who haven't reclaimed control will be swept up without even realizing it. Type in the comments one area you're ready to take back control of. Morning health, focus, finances, faith, or your own. Reading each other's words will help you see you're not alone and give others courage to act. This message found you because someone had to tell you. No one benefits when you wake up to the systems running you except you. That's why almost no one speaks about this. But you're here and you're seeing the patterns others can't. And this isn't even the deepest layer. There's one preparation that ties all of this together. Your mind, your environment, your structures, your systems. And it's the one most seniors never hear. It's also the preparation that will determine how you experience what's about to unfold in the next 3 days and beyond. Stay with me. What I'm about to share next will explain why you're feeling this urgency right now and what's been planned for October that no one else is telling you. Take a deep breath right now, because what you're about to hear is the center of everything. Everything you've heard up to this point, the mindset, the environment, the systems was preparing you for this. If you miss this, everything else unravels. This is the hidden core no one is telling seniors about. It's been buried under noise, distractions, and misinformation for decades. For the next 3 days, a quiet test will unfold globally. It won't make the evening news. It won't trend on social media. But those who know how to read the patterns will feel it. A sudden tightening, a shift in access, a change in how information flows. It's a rehearsal for October for a rollout plan to catch unprepared minds and unguarded lives by surprise. Does any part of you feel like something's off already? That you've been sensing a tightening but couldn't name it? Comment. I feel it if you've been sensing it already. If you're determined not to be caught unaware, here is the sixth and most important preparation of all. Strengthen your inner anchor before the outer storm arrives. That means cultivating a daily non-negotiable practice of grounding yourself spiritually, mentally, and emotionally so deeply that even if your environment, your systems, or your access to information shifts overnight, you remain steady and clears it because the plan for October, though hidden, is not unstoppable. But only anchored people will navigate it without panic or confusion. This is why the message found you now. This is why you're here. You are not supposed to drift into October blind. Take your 31-day daily high-impact planner and open to tomorrow's page. Write in your own words one grounding habit you will practice at the same time every day for the next 31 days. Prayer, deep reading, reflection, focused journaling, or silent planning. This one act is the difference between being swept up and standing unshaken. It is the quiet skill almost no one talks about because it breaks the cycle of fear and reaction. I spoke with Grace 72. She said, "When the world began to feel unpredictable, I realized my anchor had been my routine, not my source. Once that routine was disrupted, I panicked." She began a simple daily practice of centering herself before she turned on a screen. Within 2 weeks, her fear dropped, her decisions sharpened, and she stopped feeling manipulated by headlines. Have you ever noticed how much calmer and clearer you are when you begin your day grounded compared to when you don't? Comment anchored if you felt that difference. This is not about routines. It's about sovereignty. It's about your ability to choose your state no matter what headlines or announcements come. That's the skill that October's plan cannot take from you. But it must be built now in these next 3 days before the rehearsal begins. Share in the comments one word for the state you want to anchor in. Peace, strength, faith, clarity, or your own. Reading each other's words will build a wall of support around everyone here. There are deeper layers I haven't opened yet. Details about the October rollout, the invisible patterns behind it, and the quiet ways it will attempt to shape decisions. I will share those revelations in the next video because they're too important to rush. You must not miss it. Like this video now, subscribe to this channel and tap the bell icon so you don't miss what comes next. No one else is telling you this, and no one should skip what's about to be revealed. It could change how you move through the next months entirely. This is your moment. You're not here by accident. Strengthen your anchor now, and you'll be ready. Check my playlist for more videos, and I'll see you in the next